Yuki Bakunawa from BC 1D. So, welcome to my video presentation about the Module 7, the sexual self. So, what is your sexual self? This is the part of yourself where you learn and understand your sexual development, how people's sexual activity, beliefs, misconceptions, and unlimited access from the internet on sex can influence your own sexual behaviors and responses. Your sexual self speaks of your sexual health, sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression and values around sexuality. Next is the sexual development. Sexual development is a lifelong process of starting from conception, and people differ from each other, so they do not all develop sexually in the same way. Sexual development is part of human development, but the individual patterns and pacing of sexual changes can vary. And also, there's three reasons why an individual sex is important in lifelong development. According to Harlar 2001 p. 32. So, one is each children come under increasing cultural pressures from parents, teachers, peer groups, and society at large to develop attitudes and behavior patterns that are considered appropriate for members of their sex. Number two, learning experiences are determined by the individual's sex. In the home, at school, and in playgroups, children learn what is considered appropriate for members of their sex. The attitude, also number three, is the attitude of parents and other significant family members towards individuals because of their sex. Strong preference for a child of a given sex have marked influence on parents' attitudes affecting relationships with the child. Next is the Sigmund Freud's psychosexual stages of development and the concept of erogenous zone. So, Freud believed that every child goes through a sequence of developmental stages, and the experiences during these stages determine adult personality characteristics. And also, Freud believed that the adult personality is formed by the end of the fifth year of life, which each stage having an associated erogenous zone that provides stimulation and pleasure. The stages are oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital. Fixation can occur if a person does not progress normally from one stage to the next, remaining overly involved with a particular stage. Fixation results in the persons preparing to gratify their needs in simpler or more childlike ways, rather than developing the normal adult mode of functioning. So, oral is all about that. Is infant achieves gra- gratification through oral activities such as feeding times, sucking, and bubbling in the old of 2 years old. And anal, the child. It is the child learns to respond to some of the demands of society such as bowel and bladder control. To 3 years old, 2 to 3 years old. Tapos, The phallic is this the child learns to realize the differences between males and females and becomes aware of sexuality. And also the latency is this the child continues his or her development but sexual urges are relatively quiet. So about the genital is the growing adolescence shakes off old dependencies and learns to deal maturely with opposites sex. So next we're gonna talk about the human reproductive system. So the human reproductive system has a remarkable feature where only one sperm can successfully fertilize an egg during conception. While the primary biological function of sex in humans in reproduction, it serves other important purposes as well. Sex helps strengthen emotional and romantic relationships between partners. And also, sex encourages the male partner to stay and care for the child that is conceived. Sex is not only affects physical health but also overall well-being and psychological aspects of an individual. So next is the female reproductive system. So the ovaries produce around 400,000 eggs over the course of a 28-day menstrual cycle. The egg cells or ovum is significantly larger in size compared to a sperm cell, about 100,000 times larger. The egg cells carries the X chromosomes as the opposite to the X or Y chromosome carried by sperm cells. And also, puberty in girls typically begins between the ages of 8 and 13 years, accompanied by various physical changes like breast, breast development, hair growth, skin changes, widening of hips, and voice changes. Menarche, which is the onset of the first menstrual period, marks the beginning of the female sexuality maturity and signals the completion of the growth spurt during puberty. And also, these pictures is will determine the parts of the reproductive system of the female. And we're gonna talk about male reproductive system. So the male during puberty of males undergo first physical changes, including changes in voice, hair growth, and enlargement of the penis and larynx. In addition to the physical changes, the male brain also undergoes change during puberty. Unlike the cyclical hormonal changes in women, that hormones in men's brains are constantly active, which may contribute to the perception that men think about sex more frequently than women. So the testes produce approximately 200 million sperm cells, spermatozoa every week. Puberty in boys typically starts between the ages of 10 and 15 years, which can explain why some girls may appear more physically mature than boys of the same age. The hormone testosterone, testosterone testosterone is primarily responsible for the physical changes that occur in a boy's body during puberty. And also, the production of sperm is essential for male reproduction. And also, this is the images of the reproductive system of male. Now, we're gonna talk about the human sexual response. So, biological factors like hormones, androgens, estrogens, progesterone prime people for sexual activity. And the human sexual response follows a predictable pattern with four pieces, which is the excitement, plateau, orgasm, and resolution. Sexual drive or libido is influenced by biological, psychological, and social factors. And in humans, sex hormones do not directly control the ability to engage in sexual behaviors, but they are one influence on sexual motivation. And in social factors like work and family, as well as psychological factors like personality and stress, also impact sexual motivation and behavior in humans. And also, we're gonna talk about the sexual response cycle. It's a model that describes the psychological responses that take place during sexual activity. According to William Master and Virginia Johnson, the cycle consists of four pieces, which is the excitement or the desire or arousal. Two is the plateau, and the three is the three is orgasm, and the four is resolution. So the next slide is we're gonna talk about this the cycles. So earlier we're gonna talk about the cycle of four phases, which is the desire phase. This is the stages that sexual urges occur in response to sexual cause or fantasies. Next, we're gonna talk about the arousal stages. It is the subject's sense of sexual pleasures and psychological signs of sexual arousal in males. Final tumescence, increase of blood flow into the penis. In females, congestion, blood pools in the pelvic area, leading to the vaginal lubrication and breast tumescence or erect nipples. In arousal stages, it is the individual experiences subjective feelings of sexual pleasures and excitement. And this is the subjective sensation is a mental and emotional response to the sexual stimulation. And next, we're going to talk about the plateau phase stages. It is the brief period occurs before orgasm. So next is the orgasm phase. And in males, in males, feelings of the inevitability of ejaculations followed by ejaculation in female construction of the walls of the lower third of the vagina. Next is the decrease in arousal occurs after orgasm. Oh, I mean, next is the relation phase stages, which is the decrease in arousal occurs after orgasm, particularly in men. So next we have is the human sexuality. So human sexuality encompasses for more than just sexual feelings or intercourse. It is the fundamental part of a person's identity and life experience. Sexuality includes the thoughts, emotions, and behaviors related to gender attraction, romantic love, and intimate relationships. Additionally, sexuality involves the sensual experience of the world to, through the five senses, which is the um, taste, touch, smell, hearing, and sight. It is the it is a multifaceted and holistic aspect of the human condition, not limited to a physical sexual activity. In essence, human sexuality is a complex, nuanced, and integral part of who we are as individuals and how we engage with and perceive, perceive the world around us. Next, next is we're gonna talk about the five circles of sexuality, which is number one, sensuality. Sensuality is awareness and feelings about your own body and other people's bodies, especially the body of sexual partner. Sensuality enjoy allows us enjoy the pleasure our bodies can give us and others. Next is the sexual intimacy. It is the ability to be emotionally close to another human being and to accept closeness in return. Several aspects of intimacy include sharing intimacy, caring about another, liking or loving a person, emotional risking, taking, and vulnerability to a loved one. Three is the sexual identity. It is the person's understanding of who she is sexually, including the sense of being male or being female. Sexual identity consists of three interlocking pieces that together affect how each person sees him or herself. Each phase is important. So number four is the reproduction and sexual health. So these are a person's capacity to reproduce and the behaviors and attitudes that make sexual relationships healthy and enjoyable. Next is the number five is the sexualization. It is that aspects of sexuality in which people behave sexuality to influence manipulate, or control other people, often called shadowing. Side of side of human sexuality, sexualization spans behaviors that range from the relatively harmless to the sadistically violent, cruel, and criminal. These sexual behaviors include flirting, seduction, withholding sex from an intimate partner to punish him or her or to get something, sexual harassment, sexual abuse, and rape. Teens need to know that no one has the right to ex- exploit them sexually, and that they do not have three right uh, they do not have the right to exploit anyone else sexually. So next is the model of sexuality that emphasizes all aspects of being and influenced by the individual, family, culture, spiritually, science, professions, institutions, law, and politics. You can just read it by in each of circles. So next we're gonna talk about the sexuality in adolescents, youth, ages ages 13 to 19. Once youth have reached puberty and beyond, they experience interest in romantic and sexual relationships and in genital sex behaviors. As youth matures, they experience strong emotional attachments to romantic partners and find it natural to express their feelings within sexual relationships. There is no way to predict how a particular teenager will act sexually. Overall, most adolescents explore relationships with one another, fall in and out of love, and participate in sexual intercourse before the age of 20. So that's all for this presentations. Thank you for your time and attentions. That's all. Goodbye.